valuation of a startup is a very tricky thing. It's not like valuing a mature business or a listed company, or something with a business that has the main reason is that a startup may not have a positive EBITDA, right? So if it doesn't have a margin, operating margin that's positive, and you are still in the growth phase where you may be burning cash, then the all of those methods with regard to discounted cash flows or valuation comparables and multiples, all of that do tend to kind of become less important. Uh, from the VC's perspective, and how they kind of look at it also, I think is slightly different from how they would value a mature business, how one would value mature business. So I'll give you a few tips. Startup valuation is a function of several factors: the size of the addressable market, right? What is the strength of the product or offering that you have, right? And to kind of target that market that you're going to address. Sustainable competitive advantages inherent to the business. Competitive moat is a big deal, right? If you are if you've come up with a product where you can ward off competition and kind of address the market without too much of, you have the space to kind of, you innovated to create a solution, then you have a sustainable competitive advantage, and that really helps you in the valuation as well. If there is a talented, experienced founding team, right, that's another very important factor. So the market, the product, the competitive advantage, and the team, right? These are four critical sort of elements in kind of coming up with a valuation. Obviously extremely subjective, but what you can do is use the business traction that you have, right, which is the business revenues that you are already beginning to build up, in order to illustrate these points in a very numerical way. So if you have a traction, this is what my product is able to drive, this is the kind of market that I'm able to capture, the kind of competitive advantage that I have, and this is thanks to the broad superiority of my team, that or the founders, or the team that works on the product that we've been able to drive it. So there is then a number to it, right? So you convert the subjective elements into something really objective and come up with a number. Obviously the market realities have a kind of a role to play. So if you have a recession, then you have to expect lower valuations. If there is a lot of competition for a specific startup or a specific area which is, so to speak, in vogue, then you will have, then you could essentially get better valuation. So it really depends on the sort of environment, right? And also on where you are located, what sort of an industry you are in, and all of that. So from a valuation methodology perspective, probably I can give you an idea a little bit later down. But things like prevailing revenue multiples, right? What sort of businesses in the similar space that you are in, and what kind of deals have happened in the space, that could give you some sense of the multiples at which the revenue multiples, or that those deals have happened at, and you could use that as a comparable for valuation for your business. One more thing that obviously comes in is the rate of interest, rate of return on investment that the VC is looking for. So he knows that he would want to exit at the end of 5 years or 7 years or 3 years or whatever, with a certain return on investment, and that plays a role in where you start, which is the valuation that he's going to enter the business at right now, right? So that is something that VC would always look at, and it's also important for you to know that that plays a role in your valuation as well.